Hello, everyone. I'm Alan Powell from the Essex Bridge Center, and this is part two of our discussion on negative doubles, right? So let's just take a quick moment and review what we talked about last week, right? The negative double occurs at a specific place in the auction. It is a double made by responder. The circumstance is opener has bid opened a one level suit, right? So diamond, heart, club, spade, no trump, one of a suit. The overcaller, next person to bid, has made a overcall of some type, simple or preemptive. Could be at the one level, two level, three level, possibly even the four level. But it is a suit. It is not no trump, right? So one of a suit by our partner, an overcall of a suit by the overcaller. Two suits have now been bid, right? Responder is the third person to bid at this point. And responder needs to make a choice as to what to do, right? If opener opened a major suit and showed a 5-card major, and responder has a fit with that suit, great. Then stick with that. Don't worry that you might have a 4-card major or anything like that. Don't worry about the other possibilities. If you have a fit for opener's major suit that they opened, just go ahead, add your distribution, make your raise in partner suit based on whatever responder range you have, right? If responder doesn't have a fit, then you're going to want to look to find a major suit fit with opener in a new suit, right? Either because opener started with a minor suit. If opener has a minor suit, opens with a minor suit, and we have a fit for that suit, we still strongly want to find a major suit. So we can ignore that fit for now and fall back on it later if we don't find a fit, right? Or if as responder, you don't have a fit for opener's major, but you do have another major suit, then you're going to want to show partner that major suit, right? So responder, how are you going to search for a major suit fit? Well, there's two possibilities after it's gone. One of a suit by opener and then an overcall of a suit by the overcaller. You could bid a negative double, right? With 4 and only 4 cards in a new major suit. Exactly 4 cards in unbid major, right? You would make a negative double, okay? And that would show, depending on the level you forced your partner to, we decided that you might have more strength for each piece, right? So if it goes 1 club, 1 heart, double, and your partner can bid 1 spade on the spades on the 1 level, you only really need 6 points. You're not committing to a lot of high level contract here, right? Whereas if it goes a club, a spade, double, pass, and now your partner would have to bid 2 hearts if he had a fit with you, well, you're forced into the 2 level. You should have a slightly stronger hand, right? If it goes 1 club and they jump to 3 hearts, and now when you make your negative double, partner would have to bid 3 spades. To bid on the 3 level, you have to have at least an invitational hand, right? So you need 10 points. And if you're going to force partner to the 4 level, you had best have a full opening hand. So these numbers are not, you don't have to have exactly right on the numbers. Is nuance available to you here. If you make a negative double and your partner doesn't like your suit and you have a good place to go after that, like a fitness minor or something like that, a couple cards in his major, if he rebids it, you can be a little bit more aggressive than if you have a singleton in your partner's suit, and if your partner doesn't have support for you, you don't know what you're going to do, right? So there is some nuance to these numbers. Just because you have 8 points doesn't mean you're always going to do it. And you might with only 7 points upgrade yourself to a negative double you might not do otherwise. So with numbers, I don't like you to depend on the exact number for the exact thing. It's not quite that. There's more nuance to it. Judgment will develop for you over time. The more often you do these things, the more you play, the better your judgment will become, right? So playing and lessons, very important. All right. That's my diatribe about, the exact numbers. I gave you numbers because everybody wants numbers, but you don't have to 100% go with every number there. If you have a 4-card suit, you make a negative double. If you have a 5-card suit, you can go ahead and bid a new major suit on the 1 level. And that might be a 5-card suit and 6 or more points, assuming, of course, you can fit it on the 1 level, right? A diamond, a heart, a spade promises a 5-card spade suit, right? Because with 4 spades, you would make a negative double. But on the other hand, if it goes a diamond, a spade, and you have 4 hearts, you can make a double. But if you have 5 hearts, you would have to bid them on the 2 level. Now, bidding a new suit on the 2 level does require extra strength, right? Just like normally to bid a new suit on the 2 level, it needs about 10 points or so, right? If you can fit your suit in on the 1 level, bid it on the 1 level. Don't jump to the 2 level just because you're a little bit stronger. That's not what that means. For instance, let's say you have 10, let's say you have 10, 12 points and 5 spades, and the auction goes 1 diamond, 1 heart. You can say 1 spade. That is 5 or more cards. That is 6 or more points, which would include your 12 points, right? You would not 1 diamond, 1 heart, jump to 2 spades to try and show 10 points. That's not what that means, right? If you can get in on the 1 level, it is forcing, and it encompasses the entire range from 6 to 20 something, right? All right, so don't force to the 2 level unless you are forced to the 2 level. Responder is actually bidding the suit this way, and that lets partner know that you have a 5-card suit. So if in the circumstance you have a 4-card suit, we're going to make use of the negative double. If we have a 5-card suit, we're going to go ahead and bid the 5-card suit. And since as responder, we're conveying more information to partner, we're letting partner know more about the length of our major suit. And this will allow opener and, again, responder to make better competitive choices here. For instance, if responder bids a new suit that shows 5 or more cards in that suit, opener only needs 3 cards for a fit. Opener can raise effectively, knowing the length that responder has. If responder makes a negative double, then opener knows they need to hold out for a 4-card support before they support that suit, right? So by defining it as exactly 4, now opener knows they need exactly 4, right? So that's the meat and potatoes of the negative double. Is if you bid a new suit in a negative double situation, you're showing 5 in the suit. If you make the negative double, you're showing exactly 4, right? And what does opener do at this point? Well, when opener has a fit, and last week when we were discussing this, opener always had a fit, right? This week, opener is no longer always going to have a fit, and we're going to deal with the circumstances when you don't find a fit. But when you do find a fit, opener should then add distribution, right? Opener can use their opening point ranges to try and figure out how high to bid. Your opening point ranges, 12 to 15 is minimum. You can bid on the 1 if you're forced the 2 level, right? 16 to 18, you can afford to jump to the 3 level. And 19 or 20, you can afford to bid on the game level. But what I want to say about these point ranges is you would use these exact ranges if it was a circumstance where your partner only promised 6 points. So 1 diamond or 1 club, 1 heart, double promises 6 points. And therefore, you need 19 for game, 16 to 18 would be invitational, and 12 to 15 would be minimum. It is possible that you will get more information from the negative double depending on the level. So if it goes 1 club, 2 spades, double, that's forcing you to 3 hearts. It's forcing you to the 3 level, and therefore the negative doubler should have in the range of 10 points. And therefore, you wouldn't need 19 or 20, you'd still bid game. All of 16 to 18, you'd bid game. Even 15, you'd probably bid game. You'd only bid 3 with 12 to 14 or so, right? So context is going to be important here. Opener needs to take into consideration what the baseline amount of points the responder is supposed to have for making the double. Game is 25 points, and then you sort everything out from there, right? So, if it goes one diamond pass and they don't overcall, and you just bid one spade showing 4 cards in the suit and 6 or more points, then yeah, it's 12 to 15, 16 to 18, 19 to 20. You might have more information for the negative double, and you need to take that into account. What does responder do at that point? Well, it's possible that responder will bid again, depending on what opener does, right? If there's a known fit at this point, and there is a fit, responder will add distribution, decide whether to invite the game, whether to bid game, if you're not already in it, right? If opener's already bid game, no need to worry about it. If he's made an invitation, you can decide whether to accept it. If he's made only a minimum rebid, you might be able to invite or just bid game yourself. It's all going to depend on that magic 25 and what number partner has shown. On the other hand, if even with a known fit, you add your distribution and there's no hope of getting 25 points, then you will just pass, right? So that's basically everything we talked about last week and everything we practiced last week. I'm going to do one hand with you because while we were doing our practice this week, I'm going to be having not only things from the lesson this week, but things from the lesson last week. So let's just review one board real quick. This is board number 1 in your practice packet. All right. Board number 1, North is your dealer. And North is going to open 1 club. They have 14 points balanced, but not strong enough for 1 no trump. So 1 club, right? East overcalls 1 heart, right? They have 13 points and a 5-card heart suit to the king queen. Good overcall. South has 9 high card points and a 4-card spade suit, right? So with exactly 4 spades, right? You want to try and find a spade fit with partner. If you had 5 spades, you'd go ahead and bid 1 spade yourself. But since you don't have that, you're going to make your negative double. And that negative double will tell partner that you have exactly 4 spades. Strength-wise, though, right? As South, you're only forcing North to the 1 level here. 1 club, 1 heart, double pass. North could bid 1 spade. So you don't need anything more than you would have had for a 1 spade bid. You're not forcing him any higher than you would have beforehand. So you could do this with only 6 points. That's fine. You have 9. That's even better. So South makes the negative double, right? West, there's nothing really going on here for West, so West is going to pass, right? And we're back to North. North must take out the negative double, right? And you want to take out the negative double on this hand because you have a fit for spades. But even on hands where you don't have a fit for spades, you must take out the double, right? Otherwise, if you pass, it's going to convert to a penalty double. They're going to be playing 1 heart, and they have a pretty good chance at making it, right? So not only will you lose out on your spade contract, you'll be giving them a bonus for making their heart contract. Not good strategy. Partner puts in a double of only 1 heart, you must take it out, right? And partner is fully expecting you to take it out. All right. You don't want East to make positive points by making his contract. Bid something, right? Good news is, there's a fit here. South has shown 4 spades. South has a fit, right? And therefore, you're going to add your distribution. You have 14 high card points. You can get a couple of distribution points out of that, get you to 16. That's an invitational level, right? So you could invite in spades with 3 spades, right? East will pass. South, you know there's a spade fit. Add distribution. Your 9 becomes 10. 10 plus your partner 16 to 18. Your partner's invitational is definitely 25 points. You can go ahead and take the auction to game. All right. So that's what we talked about last week, right? Finding a negative double, getting a fit with your partner, and deciding how high to bid, whether you stop in a part score, whether you get the game, who makes an invitation, who just goes straight there. Those are all the considerations for when you have a fit, right? But you're not always going to have a fit, right? Everything's better when you have a fit. I do recommend you having a fit, but it won't always be possible. So if you don't have a fit with your partner, one of the things to keep in mind is you're not going to add any distribution because you don't have a fit, right? So distribution, if you're considering playing in the hand trump and no trump, shortness is actually bad. It's a detriment. It's not a plus, right? Only when you find a fit is distribution more valuable. So if you don't have a fit for partner, you're going to consider 3 possible options, right? And we'll look at these one at a time, but your 3 possible options are really number 1, if you have a 6-card opening suit, whether it is major or minor, you can go ahead and rebid it, right? So you presumably with a major suit, you already promised 5. If you have an extra one, you can go back there, right? And show an extra one. Maybe partner will have 2 to go with you, and you'll find a fit that way, right? If it's a minor suit, you still do want to have 6 cards for this, because if you only have a 5-card minor, you're going to think about choice number 2, which is rebid some number of no trump, right? Depending on how high the auction has gone, you might have the option of 1 no trump, you might have 2 no trump, you might have 3 no trump, right? Depending on how high we've gone. You might lose that bottom one, right? You might not be able to say 1 no trump depending on what they've bid. You might even not be able to say 2 no trump. Most of the time, you'll be able to say 3 no trump. But when you rebid a level no trump, you're going to want to have certain things about your hand in order to make that a good idea. And choice number 3, if you can't do number 1 and you can't do number 2, and we'll talk about the requirements for each, sometimes you're going to have to rebid a suit that is not optimal, that it might be only a 5-card suit. Usually this will happen in a minor. I guess it's possible to happen in a major. You're just stuck for a bid. Your hand doesn't fit the other 2 categories. And you don't have a fit for partner. You just need something to do, and you can't pass, right? This is why I am very clear that you can't pass, because you'll have a hand and you'll look at it and say, well, I don't want to bid that. I don't want to bid that. I don't want to bid that. I just won't bid anything. But the worse your hand is and the weaker it is, the more important it is that you take that double out, because they're just going to start racking up over tricks against you. And that's not good. You have to take out the double. Choice number 3 is going to be when I can't find something else to do. So let's go through each option. Choice number 1, you can rebid a 6-card opening suit, major or minor. Do not count distribution here because you have not found a fit. There is no guarantee for especially for your major suit, when you have 6 of them, that your partner has a single one. They promised 4 cards in the other major. They did not promise anything in your suit. So do not count distribution. Do not assume you have a fit. You're certainly hopeful that partner has a couple of them. And, it's a reasonable thing to hope for, but don't assume it and don't add distribution. So if you have 12 to 15 points, you can just rebid your suit on the 2 level, right? If you have 16 or more points, you can rebid your suit on the 3 level. All of that assumes that you have the 2 level available to you. You might not in some circumstances. If you don't have the 2 level bid available, you'll just have to bid at the 3 level because you're forced there. But your partner will also have extra strength to compensate. Right? So what you're telling partner here is, sorry, I don't fit with your suit. I don't have 4 cards to go with your 4 cards in the major suit. Therefore, I'm going to bid my suit again and hope that this is a reasonable place for us to play. I don't have a fit, and as opener, I need to take out the negative double, and showing the long suit is my best option here. All right. So let's look at an example or two of that. And hand number 2 in your packet. North has 13 high card points and 6 hearts, opens 1 heart, right? East has 13 high card points and a 6-card club suit and overcalls 2 clubs. South, you assume partner only has 5 hearts, so you don't have a fit there, do you? Right? So you have 9 high card points and you have a 4-card spade suit, right? So with exactly 4 spades, I'm forcing partner. If I make a negative double, I'm forcing partner to the 2 level. He'll have to bid 2 spades. So I should have 8 or more points for that or so. And I have 9, so I'm comfortable with that, right? Since I need 8 or more points, I have 9, good enough. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make my negative double. West as advancer. You don't have a bid here. You only have 7 points. But you don't have a fit for clubs. Partner might have only 5 clubs for that bid. So you are best off passing. So you would need more in order to make a bid here. You can't make a bid of your other suits because opener's already bid hearts, right? And South has shown 4 spades, and therefore your 4 spades are no longer a viable opportunity. It's only clubs. Not much to do here. So West should pass. And we come back to North. North must take out the double here, right? You can't leave that double in. Okay. So since you can't leave the double in, you have to do something. You look at your hand. Partner showed 4 spades. I don't have 4 spades, so that's not going to work, right? I do, however, I have a 6-card opening suit. I have 6 hearts. They're not great, but there's 6 of them, right? So I can go ahead and rebid those hearts. But remember, I had no fit. I don't know partner has a single heart in his hand. He happens to have 2, but I'm going to assume 0, and I'm not going to add distribution. And with 13 points and no distribution, I have a minimum hand. I'm going to rebid my hearts on the 2 level, 2 hearts, right? East is the overcaller. Partner didn't bid anything here. I wouldn't bid my clubs again without assistance from my partner. I wouldn't bid in the 3 level. This is not a Macarena situation. Macarena, as Megan likes to refer to it, is a circumstance where the opponents have bid to the 2 level in a fit. Now, the 1 heart bid here, the negative double showed 4 spades. The 2 heart bid showed 6 hearts. In no way have they agreed upon a suit and had a fit. If it goes 1 heart, 2 clubs, 2 hearts, yeah, then you don't want to let them play 2 hearts. They've bid and raised and they're in a fit. In this circumstance, he's bid hearts twice and they're on the 2 level, but they have in no way shown a fit here, right? And the worse their hands fit together, the worse it is for you to try and force a 3 level bid here. So just let it go, right? South. So one of the important things to remember here is South is not forced to bid anything, right? You offered partner a 4-card spade suit, no fit, right? You got a couple of hearts to go with partner. That's good. That's a help, right? But you only have 9 points. You don't get that into distribution for this hand. North is promising a minimum opening hand, right? So if he's maxed out at 15 and you're looking at 9, he might have 12 and you're looking at 9, right? So therefore, you're not going to get to 25. You don't have any reason to bid again here. So you can pass. All right. And we come to West. West, it's gone 2 hearts, pass, and you're thinking to yourself, well, I'm not supposed to let them play at the 2 level. No, that's not exactly right, right? You're not supposed to let them play in the 2 level in a fit. There's no known fit here. They might not have a fit in hearts. So West, you're just going to leave them here at the 2 level. All right. And there you are. So what happened here? 1 heart, normal opening bid, 2 clubs, double, showed exactly 4 spades and 8 or more points, pass, 2 hearts, 6 or more hearts, right? And no 4 spades to go with South, pass, South, although you're okay with hearts, you don't have enough strength to move on. If North had a better hand, he wouldn't have bid 2 hearts, he would have bid 3 hearts, and then he would have bid 4, right? All right, hand number 3 in your packet. North is your dealer again. North has 16 points on this hand. 2 doubletons, so not really a no trump hand. So 1 club, right? East, 12 points and a 5-card heart suit. Overcalls 1 heart, right? And we come to South. South has 7 high card points and a 4-card spade suit, right? So if you make a negative double here, right, you would be forcing your partner to be 1 level, right? I'm only making him bid 1 spade. If I double pass and he's forced to do it, he has to bid 1 spade. So I could do it with as few as 6 points, right? I have 7, so bonus point, right? So I'm going to make the negative double. West only has 5 points. Doesn't have support. He should pass here. And we come back to North. So North, you must take out the double, but you do not have a spade fit, right? So you're not going to do that. What you do have is a 6-card club suit, right? So with a 6-card suit, you may rebid your suit. And you should also look at your strength here, right? On the previous hand, we had 13 points. That was a minimum. 12 to 15 is minimum. On this hand, we have 16 points. So that is a medium hand with 16 points. I'm going to rebid my club suit, but I also want to get across the strength I have here, which is 3 clubs, right? If I only had 12 to 15 points, I would rebid 2 clubs. With extra strength, I jump to 3 clubs, right? I do want you to notice that this is the same auction you would have had without interference. 1 club, East passes, South bids 1 spade, like he would with 4 spades and 6 or more points. Pass, and North, with 16 points and 6 clubs, you would jump to 3 clubs. It's not any different than what we've done. We've just used a negative double instead of bidding the 1 spade, right? East will pass here, right? South. Good news is, South, you have a couple of clubs to go here, right? That's something. But you have a minimum responding hand of 7 points. And North has somewhere in the range of 16 to 18. He doesn't have the full 19. So assuming he's around 17, you have 7. You're looking at 24. I think you're best off in this circumstance passing. All right. You're not forced to bid there. You would bid if you had enough strength to do something, right? But in this case, we're not strong enough to do anything. All right. So that's rebidding a 6-card suit. Not only do you rebid the suit because you're 6 in it, you also choose the level at which you rebid based on the strength of your hand, right? So option number 2 on the list was rebid some level of no trump. Again, don't count distribution. You don't have a fit here. There is a requirement here in order for bidding no trump to be a good idea on your part, and that is you must have at least 1 stopper in the overcall suit. All right. You got to have the suit stopped. If it goes 1 club, 1 heart, double pass, you need to have heart stopped. If it goes 1 diamond, 1 spade, double pass, you need to have spade stopped. At least 1 stopper. Okay. Otherwise, you bid no trump and they just go spade, 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 and you can't stop, right? And no trump is a bad idea. A suit contract would have been a better choice. All right. So bidding a level of no trump. This is also going to depend on the strength of your hand. Now, if you have a balanced hand as opener, your hand's actually going to fall into a couple of different categories here, right? If you have a truly balanced hand, you're going to have the one note trump with 12 to 14, what we refer to as the one note trump light. You might have the two note trump with 18 or 19. That's the note trump and a half, right? And you wouldn't have 15 to 17 with a balanced hand because you would have opened one note trump. You wouldn't have 20 points because you would have opened two note trump. So when you have a really balanced hand, you're going to fall somewhere in one of these two ranges. All right. But you could have hands that are essentially balanced that don't quite fit the no trump opening criteria. So in that case, you might have to you might have a hand, that's 5-4-2-2 with stoppers in the opponent's suit. Might have a hand that is even worse shape, but stoppers in the other suits. You could have a hand with a 5-card major if you don't open one no trump with a 5-card major, and fall somewhere in this range, in which case you're just going to have to finagle what the right choice is here. Notice that 12 to 16 is a really awkward number with the 17 or 18. So, you just got to have to do the best you can with the numbers at that circumstance. This is why we try to jam so many hands into one no trump, because it is a great descriptor of strength, if not shape, because you might have the wrong shape for it. So what you're going to do in these circumstances is you're going to try and figure out where you want to end up, right? Your partner will have shown some level of strength with his negative double, right? He might be in the 6+, the 8+, the 10+, the 12+. Any of those might influence your choice of how high to bid in no trump, just like we saw when you found a fit. 25 is the magic number. If you have more information, choose where you want to be. All right. So let's look at a couple examples of this, because it's difficult sometimes to just talk about this without actually seeing it. All right. So hand number 4 in your packet. North is your dealer. North has 14 high card points. This is a balanced hand, but it is not strong enough for one no trump. And therefore, we open one club. East has 11 points in a 5-card heart suit. Nice 5-card heart suit. It's going to kick in one heart. All right. South. South, you have exactly 4 spades in your hand. That's good. You have 7 high card points. But if I make a negative double here, partner's going to be able to bid on the 1 level, right? And therefore, I only need 6 or more points to make my negative double. So I can just make my negative double here, right? Club, a heart, double. West, you don't have support for your partner, so you're not going to want to do anything here. You need a much stronger hand in order to have a bid here. So you just don't have anything to do. So West is going to pass. And North, you are forced to take out the double, right? You must take out this double. You don't want to let him play 1 heart. You only have 2 spades. So, having a couple cards in your partner's suit is good, but it doesn't make it a trump suit, right? You looking at your hand, you've got a trick in the unbid suit, which is diamonds. That's good, right? Your own club suit's nice, right? You're balanced. The important thing about this hand for North is you have 4 cards in the overcaller's heart suit, and they're good, right? King, 10, 9, 8. That will certainly net you 2 stoppers on this hand, right? All you have to do in order to guarantee 2 stoppers is make sure that your king takes the opponent's queen or jack, and then the rest will be good. You always have 1 stopper on this hand, right? And I want you to try and see that. If by chance you played the king and they took the ace, right? And then you played the 10 and forced out their queen, and you played the 9 and that would force out their jack, your 8 is a winner, isn't it? And if at any time you were able to capture the queen with the king. Then the 10 will force the ace, the 9 will force the jack, and the 8 will still be a trick. If it helps, lay out one suit of cards on the table and see how that works. And you can see that if East leads a heart, as he is likely to do, your king 10 9 8 will certainly be 2 stoppers. All right, so that's a nice block. You've got honors, spots, looking good, right? You're not afraid of their overcall suit. So with a minimum 14, a balanced hand, stoppers in East suit, East, you can bid 1 no trump, right? This is the 1 no trump light. It's almost a 1 no trump opening. It is 12 to 14 in a balanced hand, right? So we bid our 1 no trump. And again, I want you to see that if East hadn't bid, you would have made the same choice here. If it goes 1 club by North, pass by East, South would bid 1 spade, his 4-card major with 7 points, pass. And North, your second bid without a spade fit, right, would again be 1 no trump. You wouldn't bid the 4-card heart suit, partner bid up the line, he didn't bid hearts, right? So we just over the overcall, we made a negative double, and we got the same rebid by opener. East should pass here, right? And we're back to South. So South, let's think about what North has, right? North does not have a spade fit, right? So we know North doesn't have a spade fit. We know North doesn't have a 6-card club suit. He could have rebid clubs. He chose not to. He has stoppers in the heart suit. That's good because we do not, right? And so what are we going to do as responder? Well, partner has not shown more than a minimum 12. So if I had 13 points, I could jump straight to 3 no trump. I'd know there's game. If I had 10 to 12 points, I could invite with 2 no trump, right? However, on this hand, I've got a minimum hand, my 7 points, and North's 14, maybe 15, even God forbid 16 with a funny shape. Never going to be 25, is it? All right, so if we're never going to get to 25, then we pass, and West will pass. All right. So we didn't find a fit. North had a minimum hand and made a minimum rebid, having the stoppers in hearts, right? And then South, because you know he has stoppers in hearts, you're fine with no trump. It is then a question of how high. Is there a chance at 25? If there's no chance at 25, stop in 1 no trump. All right. Let's look at number 5. So here, South is your dealer, and South opens 1 club, right? South has 14 high card points, balanced hand, not strong enough for 1 no trump. 1 club. West does not have a simple overcall. He's only got 7 high card points, right? But look at all those spades. Can he do anything special with those spades? Yeah, he could make a preemptive overcall if he met the requirements, right? What does he need? Well, he needs 5 to 9 high card points. Check. Long suit with 2 of the top 3 honors or 3 of the top 5. Both, right? Favorable, equal vulnerability. No outside 4-card major. Looks good. Not a lot of tricks outside. Well, you can't have 5 to 9 points, a good suit, and a lot of tricks outside. So, you know, the two do preclude each other most of the time. No, his hand's all about spades. He's got 7 spades. So with a 7-card spade suit, preempt at the 3 level, right? You're an equal vulnerability. Nobody's vulnerable. 3 spades. All right. So North, you're thinking to yourself, well, that's annoying. And that's what preempts are. Annoying. And they work. And that's why you should try to use them as effectively as possible. But North, you're the responder. You're not required to do anything here, but You got 13 points. Your partner opened the bidding. You got 25 points together. So you certainly want to get involved in this auction, right? So what do you want to do here? You may be thinking to yourself, well, partner opened clubs, right? He's got 3, 4 clubs, maybe even 5. I've got clubs. That's great. Let's play some number of clubs. And because of the way this form of scoring works, that's not the right choice, right? You want to first consider whether or not you can play in a major suit. You have 4 hearts. If South were to have 4 hearts, that is the contract you would want to play in. If South turns out not to have 4 hearts, well, then you can consider going back to clubs or something like that. But playing in 5 clubs is absolutely a secondary consideration and possibly third on the list of contracts you want to play in here. All right. So I have an 4-card major. I want to get across to my partner that I have an uncard major. Maybe we have a fit. I could make a negative double. How strong do I have to be to make a negative double here? Right? How strong do I need to be as North? Well, if I make a negative double, partner's going to have to bid on the 4 level. If he's going to bid on the 4 level, I got to have a full opening hand of 12 points. I have 13. So that criteria is satisfied, right? I need a full opening hand here to make my negative double. I have it. So I'm going to do it, right? We have 25 points here. So the question is, what contract are we going to get to, right? It's our contract. They're just trying to get in the way and a noise, right? And it's working so far, but let's see if we can find a good place. East, you have 6 points. You have a couple spades to go with your partner, but that does not constitute a big fit, right? You only have 9. 10 is the magic number for the big fit, right? So I wouldn't carry on to 4 spades with the East hand. You're not quite strength-wise, you're fine. What you don't have is the right shape. You don't have the right amount of support. You know, it's one thing to go down 1. If you get doubled and you go down 2, or worse, 3, doubled by East, North, South have 25 points. They're certainly going to double you. You might get yourself into a contract that is too high. All right. So you double. So you East passes. South, you need to take out the double. Right. Good news is you know that North has a strong hand. You don't have 4 cards to go with him, right? You don't have 4 hearts to go with partner, so no fit. That's unfortunate. You don't have 6 cards in your club suit. Yeah, you got 5, but not 6, right? What do you want to do here? Well, I do have as South a stopper, right? I have the ace of spades, 1 stopper in the opponent's suit. Is that good enough? I'm a little worried, but I'm hopeful, right? I know that we have 25 points between us, and I'm hopeful that 1 spade stopper will be enough to get me in, and then I can take hopefully 9 tricks, right? Is it enough? I can't be sure, right? I've got a couple of other aces, so those suits are stopped well. I have a 5-card suit that I'm hoping we'll be able to do something with, right? So I have game points. I need to find a game, right? What is the best game here? I think it's going to be 3-no trump. Is it perfect? No, I'd rather have a second spade stopper, but I got 1, and that's good enough for me, right? It's not going to be perfect. We have 25 points. I have a reasonable expectation of say some number of clubs. I can stop spades when they lead. I'm going to go for it. All right. So 3-no trump, right? I do want you to notice that North-South can in fact make 3-no trump on this hand. They shouldn't have any trouble winning the ace of spades, ace, king, queen of hearts, ace of diamonds, and 5 club tricks. That's 10. The 4th heart becomes a winner if you're paying attention. That's 11. So 3-no trump should make 5 for North-South. By contrast, 5 clubs will make 6, but you don't get credit for the slam, do you? So what is a better score? 3-0 making 5, or 5 clubs making 6? 3-0 making 5 is 460 or 660, depending on, we're not vulnerable here, so 460 points. 5 clubs making 6, only 420 points. All right, so scoring is important. This is why no trump is so much higher on the list than 5 of a minor. All right. All right. So if you have no fit, choice number 2 was no trump, right? You must have at least stopper in the suit. If you have a 6-card minor, you could even consider bidding no trump instead of showing the 6-card minor if that was appropriate to your hand, because running the 6-card minor, if you have the right stoppers, that's still good. As many hands as we can fit into no trump, we want to. Major suits, 4 of a major first, then 3 no trump. 5 of a minor is well down that list. A little dangerous with a 6-card minor choosing no trump because you're going to be shorter in the other suits. May be a problem, may not be a problem. You know, bidding 3 no trump when you don't find a major suit fit and you have enough strength for game, and you might be gambling a little bit, is a perfectly normal thing in bridge, right? Yeah, you'd rather have the full balanced hand, but you can't always get what you want, right? Which brings us to choice number 3, which is you can't always get what you want. And sometimes you're going to have to make a rebid because you can't do the 1 or 2, and you have to do something. You must take the double out, right? So sometimes you have to choose the lesser of the evils. Sometimes you have to rebid a 5-card opening suit. It's the way it goes, right? It can be the best choice, especially when the case where you have some length in the opponent's overcall suit, but you don't have any strength, right? If you have 3 or 4 small cards in their overcall suit, that's not going to stop them from running the suit against you, right? So in these circumstances, without a stopper in the opponent's suit, you kind of have to take no trump off the table, right? No trump, you must have the stopper in order to make it a good idea, right? Sure, you can gamble, right? You can bid no trump and hope that your partner is a stopper, but you could also make a bid yourself, and then if partner has a stopper, they can make an intelligent choice of choosing no trump, right? Don't bid your partner's hand for them. Let them bid their own. So taking no trump off the table, right? What do we do at this point? So you might when rebidding a 5-card suit, you're going to sort of use the same ranges. Now, 12 to 15, usually when you have a hand where you're going to jam it into rebidding a 5-card major, most of the time it's going to be because you have a minimum hand. If you get to the 16 plus points, you frequently have other options, right? You'll end, you got to spread out the points somewhere. You'll get stoppers in the opponent's suit or something like that. It's going to be a less common thing. Most of the time, you're going to have 12 to 15 points. You're going to rebid it at the minimum available level, and you're going to do it because you have to take the double out, right? What if it's a 5-card major instead of a minor? Well, you got to do something. If you can't bid no trump because you don't have a stopper, you have possible dangerous lies that you can tell, right? You can rebid it, but partner's going to assume you have 6 and might be encouraged to go do something more. If you rebid no trump without a stopper, your partner's going to assume you have a stopper and may well bid more, right? You could bid responders major with only 3 cards in it. They've promised you exactly 4, and you choose to do it with only 3. Dangerous choice. Partner will assume you have 4, add distribution, and may well bid more. You and your partner will have to decide which of these the lies you're going to tell, right? Because there are going to be cases where you can't pass the double and you have to bid something, and it's going to be an awkward choice, right? It doesn't happen very often, right? But I don't like to paint every picture of roses, because then you're going to play one day and you're going to get stuck with one of these and you're going to say, But you never mentioned that, right? Uh, so it's not a common occurrence. Most of the time you'll find a fit. Most of the time you'll have stoppers. Most of the time you'll have a six-card suit. Uh, this is only, worst case scenario. And, when you have a minimum hand and things aren't going this well, there'll be plenty of times your opponents will save you by bidding, and you'll say, oh, good, I didn't want to bid anything, right? So sometimes your opponents will rescue you as well. So let's look at one of these. Number 6, South is your dealer. South opens a club, right? He's got 12 high card points, 5 clubs, unbalanced hand, right? West has 13 points and a 5-card spade suit, overcalls a spade, right? North, you have 4 hearts, right? All right, good news. If I make my negative double here, North's going to have to bid on the 2 level, right? 1 club, 1 spade, double pass. He'd be able to bid 2 hearts. So therefore, I want to have around 8 points. I have 9 points. Good enough, right? So I make my negative double, right? East has 6 points. Doesn't have support for spades. Not strong enough to bid diamonds, right? A 2 diamond bid here by East would show a much stronger hand. You don't have near enough strength in order to want to bid 2 diamonds. Therefore, pass, right? South, you need to take out this double, right? I don't want to let them play in 1 spade double. They only need 7 tricks. They can win extra points for making it, and each over trick is going to be painful. So I need to take out this double, right? I don't want to let 1 spade double stand. Looking at my options, I don't have 4 hearts to go with partner, do I? No. I don't have a 6-card suit of my own to rebid. No. I don't have a spade stopper for my no trump rebid. You can see I have 4 spades to the 6, and that will not stop the suit, will it? All right, they can run the first 5 spade tricks against me. So my best choice here, I think, is to rebid my 5-card club suit. Right? Partner will expect me to have 6 clubs for this. Is it a perfect choice? No, but it is probably my best choice, right? You're thinking, well, I could bid 2 hearts with 3-card support. Can I do that? Yeah, I could do that, but what it's going to do is it's going to tell North that we have a fit, and North is going to take his 9 points, add distribution. He's going to get to 10 points, right? Yeah, I got 3 to the ace. That's enticing. But I'm going to then encourage him, right? And he's going to add distribution. He's going to become invitational, and over 2 hearts, he might bid 3 hearts. And now I've well exceeded anything I want to be in, right? So it's going to encourage him to continue. If he has more than a minimum, he's going to make an invitation. It might not be a problem on every hand, but it could be a problem on a lot of hands, right? So sometimes I don't have a major suit fit, right? I do have 5 clubs. I don't want to encourage partner to get to the 3 level. Yeah, we want to play major suit contracts, but not so high that we're going to go down when we have a minimum. And we're not competing for anything here. East has passed, right? So let's try and get this for the lowest thing we can here. Best bid we can make is 2 clubs, right? It's not great. It's nobody's favorite choice, but 2 clubs it is, right? And West will probably let this go. North has to decide what to do here, right? North has 9 points. They have a club fit, right? But they're nowhere near the 25 necessary. North also doesn't have any spade stopper, so North doesn't want to commit to no trump. Then you're talking about 5 clubs, and 5 clubs opposite someone who bid only 2 clubs is well out of reach, right? So I can't bid no trump. I don't have a spade stopper. Minimum hand 12 to 15 points. What am I going to do here? No game, right? And therefore, no reason to bid three clubs, right? So I'll pass, and East will also pass. There's no known fit here, so we're done. All right. So basically, the idea here is when opener does not have a fit for responder, you're going to rebid your opening suit if you have 6 cards in it. You're going to rebid some number of no trump if you have stoppers in the opponent's suit. And if you can't do one, the first one, you can't do the second one. Sometimes you're going to have to bid a 5-card suit, despite the fact that you're promising a 6th one. All right. All right. So if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me by email. If not, I will see you in class.